Hello everybody and welcome to 8th grade math. We are going to be starting with the first unit, which should be a review over the topics that you've covered over the last couple of years. Therefore, the videos for these are going to be really straightforward and pretty short. Remember, as always, if you watch a video and you take notes and you have extra questions, let me know in class as soon as you can. All of the assignments for each of the videos will then be posted on the website. If you ever are confused about what assignments you have or how long they should take, make sure you let me know and we will figure that out. So the first one we're going to be doing is on multi-digit problems. That means we're going to be adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing on bigger numbers. So we're going to look at the problem on the left first, which is 256 plus 95. In order to do this problem, we want to line up the decimal point first, which for each of these is behind. So we get 256 on the top and 95 on the bottom, making sure that the ones places line up, the tens places line up, and the hundreds places line up. Of course, there is a 0 here, so that doesn't mean anything. We are adding these two numbers together. So I do 6 plus 5 is 11. I bring that up to the tens place. I then do 9 plus 5 plus 1 is 15. And then 1 plus 2 is 3 for 300. So our answer is 351. Now this is important. On each of these problems, I want you to take the answer, rewrite it down below, and then put a box or a circle over the top of it. For the problem on the right, I would like you to try that on your own, and then I will solve it to show you what the answer should be. So for this one, once again, we want to line up all of the digits. 8 plus 6 is 14. 6, 14 again, so 2,464. Once again, as a reminder, if I'm ever working out a problem in a video and you catch a mistake that I do not catch in the video, you let me know in class and you will get a reward for that. So moving on to subtraction, I'm going to do the problem on the left. The process is going to be very similar to adding. So for this one, I'll line it up again, just like this. This time, though, I'm going to subtract. So I go 4 minus 5. Well, that doesn't work, or it makes a negative number, so I have to line it up. 14 minus 5 is 9. Once again, I have to borrow. So 179. Here is the answer. Okay. Normally, I would go through these steps in a lot more detail, but since this is a review section, I would rather do more in detail in class. But make sure if any of this is going a little too quickly for you, let me know, and we will work through some problems in class time. So that becomes 6. That becomes 3. And 136 is the answer here. Now, for multiplying, this process is going to be a little bit different. So I'm going to do the one on the left. You're going to do the one on the right. In order to multiply, we want to line up the decimals. And we're going to be multiplying the 4 times each of the pieces on the top first. So I do 4 times 4 is 16. 5 times 4 is 20. I'm going to add the borrowed piece and get 21. 7 times 4 is 28. I'm going to add the 2 and get 30. Now, that 4 is done, and so I have to move to the tens place. So I'm going to put an X in the ones place and start at the 10 for this one right here. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 5 is 10. 14, and we're going to add 1, so 15. And last, we're going to go into the hundreds place. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 5 is 10. And 15 once again. Now, last step in multiplying is now we're going to do an addition problem. We're going to add all these pieces up. So that's 6, 9, 8, 8, 6, and 1. If you would like, you could put the comma in between the 8s, but you are not required to. So 168,896. And remember, in class, you have to say those numbers correctly. You wouldn't just say 168,896. You would have to say it as 168,896. So now we're going to have you do the problem on the right, and then I will solve it to see if we get the same answer. So for this one, I do 652, and this is 85. So 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 5 is 25. We'll add the 1 in to get 26. 2 times, or not 2, 5 times 6 is 30. We'll add the 2 and get 32. Now we're going to move on to the 8, which is in the tens place. 2 times 8 is 16. 41. 6 times 8 is 48. Add in 4 is 52. So we get 0, 12, 4, 5, and 5. So our answer is 55,420. If you have any questions, make sure you let me know. So now we're going to move on to dividing. When we divide, we want to make sure that we are going to be creating a long division problem. So for this one, we're going to be doing 158. We're going to divide by 2. Now, I want to bring the 2 in to the first place I can. So I can't do 1 divided by 2 as a whole number, so that doesn't work. But I can bring in the 15 divided by 2, and I can pull out a whole number. So the maximum number of 2's would be 7 here, because 7 times 2 is 14. I bring this 1 down, and I bring 8 down. So I do the same process. 2 divided by 18 is 9. And so my answer is 79. The way I check my answer is I do 2 times 79, which is 158. So I know I have done the problem correctly. I just did it in reverse. For a 2-digit divisor, the process is going to be very similar. Now my problem is I can't do 6 divided by 12 because that's a decimal answer. So I have to do 67 divided by 12. So what I do over here is I go 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, 72. Oops, so 60, that's our target. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we know that's 60. So I bring down 72, and look at that, that's the next one on our list, which is 56. And like I said before, I went rather quickly here because this was a review topic. If you have questions, bring them to class, let me know, and we will work through them together. But I want to make sure that you have notes over these problems, so make sure I see those as well.